It's a revolution, and the revolution will be animated.
Oh my God!
eBay brought commerce to our computer, and YouTube brought us, well, ourselves. But that's already old news. The future is animationmentor.com, an online school that teaches animation skills to a student body that's spread over 5 continents and never enters a traditional classroom.
Whoa. Animation Mentor is a chance for students all over the world to work with a professional animator, to be mentored by the best animators working today.
The first thing we're going to talk about is not losing that pose-to-poseness, not losing the snap of your animation. I want you guys to take a look at all of your shots. Think about what ideas made this shot what it is.
It was an idea that could only be dreamt up by creative minds unencumbered by reality or the laws of physics. You know, animators.
People said this isn't possible on the internet yet, it's just not possible. We just knew this is the level that we needed to be at, and we just need to make it happen no matter what. And we did, and we just kept pushing forward, and every time somebody would laugh, we would just go for it even harder. We're like, no, this is gonna be great.
Founded by 3 working animators, Animation Mentor is tapping into a field that's exploding. In films, commercials, and video games, animation has never been hotter, and animators have never been more in demand.
Okay, buddy, time for bed.
But it's traditionally been difficult to break into the business. Now, all of that's changing. Animation Mentor has hired the hottest mentors, to pass on their skills to the next generation of artists. These mentors are pros, having created classic chaos in films like Finding Nemo, Transformers, The Incredibles, and Spider-Man, just to name a few.
These amazing shots that you see when you go to the big blockbuster of the summer, and you're like, wow, who did that? That's the guy that's going to teach you.
Sometimes I might be working on a shot and say to myself, that's good enough, but then I think, well, what would I say if one of my students submitted this?
Go to frame 8 for an example.
It's a 21st century take on the classic mentoring concept.
There's magic about animation that is kind of coveted. Why do we have to covet it? Why can't we just share it? So that people can learn all the magic that's behind animation, so that they can then begin to push the art form to the next level.
Animation Mentor uses web conferencing, live Q&A, e-critiques, chat rooms, online video, and guest lectures on everything from storyboarding to storytelling, all taught by the best in the business.
The inciting incident is where the story really takes off. Again, using Madagascar as an example, you could say that the inciting incident is when the penguins pop up in Marty's pen and tell him there's a place called the Wild where he could go.
We have this thing that we call the e-critique tool.
The e-critique tool is super, super cool. The fact that you can draw on top of the animation that the students have done, and you can scrub back and forth. It's the next best thing to being able to stand there live with the student.
Here's their face, and right next to it is their actual animation. They can sit there and step through it and scrub through it and draw on it.
You put your work up during the week, and people from different years, different classes and things like that give you critiques and pointers and things like that.
It's cool because these people then wake up and go the next day and animate on the next Shrek or Madagascar.
And like a character in an animated film, Animation Mentor has taken on a life of its own.
What I like about the site the most is that it really is a community. There hasn't really been, before Animation Mentor, a place where everyone who is interested in this one subject can really get into it and just get their hands in there and get excited about it and be around people who are excited about it.
Animation Mentor's online community is a chance for students who are spread all over the world to connect online, sharing ideas, support, and most importantly, inspiration.
Being able to communicate to students who are in Italy and Spain and Iceland.
You know, because you're sitting in class and some of your students it's 4 a.m. and they're in the UK, and other people it's midnight because they're in New York.
It looks good, Mandy. Keep going. Great job.
That opens up animation to so many more possibilities and so many more people who can get into it that I just get excited about it every day.
What's the weather like in Austria?
Oh, it's dark outside.
Yeah, I'm here.
And that's actually, I could move slower, but then the whole action is slower.
No, don't do that.
I'm a little stuck at the moment with my short.
You know, acting stuff out, I always find just acting. Yeah.
You get feedback from people from all over the world with different perspectives, different worldviews. So you get a lot of varied opinions and varied backgrounds, and that really only adds to animation.
The students, many of whom have dreamt of being animators since they were sleeping in Star Wars sheets, are getting hired, and hired by the best.
We've gotten calls from studios that are like, I want this guy, this gal, this person, you know, and we're like, whoa, 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 they're not even graduated yet.
Animation Mentor is unique in that the instructors are some of my animators. So they're approaching it with a production mind.
Because they are working with professionals currently in the industry, those people are able to give their own feedback and knowledge to the students in Animation Mentor. And that's huge.
Case in point, Matt Strangio, an Animation Mentor graduate, just put his final touches on Pirates of the Caribbean 3, an industrial light and magic.
Empire Strikes Back is still, one of my favorite movies. Walking past that Yoda fountain, it's just really excited.
Ray Arnett, another Animation Mentor student, got hired before he even graduated. He worked on the latest Garfield movie, animating a portion of the big final scene. And now he's working on Surf's Up at Sony Pictures.
There was no way I could have gotten that job without Animation Mentor.
Bugs, Mickey, make room. It's the future, and it's happening right now. The next generation of animators will come of age in cyberspace. Expect their creations to be creepy, crawly, furry, bouncy, gravity-defying, and most of all, absolutely amazing.